let's talk about how do we share how we feel in a way that retains ownership when it's linked to interaction in the family. So your kid says something, um, and your feelings were hurt. So how do you express that without saying you made me feel?
Yeah,
Oh,
so
I love that
I
question.
know. The most common habit that people form or already have when they start to talk about emotions is that makes me feel a particular way. And if we had like an air horn every time somebody said it, we'd blow it because it's just simply not true. What Nathan was saying earlier was that we have this concept around emotion that we're just walking along, then somebody does something and gives us an emotion. And it's just simply not true. And you can prove it to yourself because on one day you're driving along and somebody is angry because they didn't like your driving maneuver. And you're like, oh, they're having a hard day, right? And you make your turn and you go about your biz. And other days you're like, oh my God, I wasn't doing anything wrong. And you have a big emotional reaction. Same situation, same person, same movements. So it's not true that that driver over there gave me this feeling. I was holding it. And it's this weird thing because there's a real drive actually to release emotion. And so subconsciously we put ourselves in situations that activate the emotion that needs to come out. And then we go, oh, it's that situation. So I just won't go to that spot anymore. Like I got it. I have a boundary here. I'm not going to go and do that thing that gives me that emotion. Right. So then we go somewhere else and we have the emotion over here and we're like, ah. And so we end up shutting down all these parts of our life to protect ourselves from the emotion. And then we're at home and we're still having the emotion, even though we've locked everything else out. So if we were to make any edits just right off the bat, it would be that word makes me. Take a more active form. I feel, I have this emotion on board. Because if you check, you've had that emotion probably into toddlerhood. As far back as your memory goes, you can picture yourself, a vignette of yourself with that emotion. That's yours. It's your responsibility. So just saying, I feel this feeling is huge because you're already indicating to the room, this is mine. I'm not pointing fingers at anybody else. Nobody needs to scramble around to try to take this away from me. It's mine. I'm asking for help networking it. I'm asking for it to be seen or to be witnessed, but you can't actually affect it. You can't take it. You can't give it to me and you can't take it away.
I want to push you a little deeper and I'll give you an example from my family because it's funny. Yesterday, I folded laundry for my sons. I was sitting in the living room. We were watching a video and I thought, okay, I'd use this net time, no extra time to fold some laundry. And I folded the laundry and then I went out of the room for something. And my son put his VR headset on right where the laundry was folded to play a game and kicked half of the laundry over.
Oh.
So I came back in the room and I was like, babe, I feel taken advantage of. I feel like the effort that I put in didn't matter. And he goes, Mom, that's your story.
Wow. Very astute.
Oh, zinger.
Yeah.
You're going to have to clean that story up because that's not what it means.
Yeah.
So it's about how do I communicate in a way that feels like I'm sharing all of me. And he's right. I don't want him to take ownership for my story. But at the same time, I want to be able to express to them in a way that they can see that their actions and their words still affects the environment that we create together.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah. So let's break down the grammar even further.
Well, there's actually a couple of parts of that I think that are really important.
Yeah.
So the grammar I think is important. And I think taking ownership of our story is important. And then also sometimes we have to leave the story that someone else is telling, especially our children, alone, let them have it, not tell them that's just a story like your son did. And then also there's something to talk about in terms of the difference between issues and feelings.